Russian hackers from the GRU exploited Wi-Fi vulnerabilities to remotely breach a US organization, circumventing multi-factor authentication and hopping across neighboring networks without deploying any malware. Meta has shut down over 2 million accounts engaging in pig butchering scams and is collaborating with law enforcement to dismantle the criminal networks behind them. And it's the day we've all been waiting for. Microsoft is inviting Windows insiders to test the recall feature, which is its AI-powered snapshot feature with new privacy safeguards and opt-in access on Qualcomm Snapdragon-powered Copilot PCs. All the while, a massive Microsoft 365 outage wreaks havoc across Exchange Online, Teams, and SharePoint, leaving users scrambling as the company rushes to restore the service. You're listening to the Daily Decrypt. Forest Blizzard, the Russian threat group linked to the GRU military intelligence, executed a novel attack on a US organization by exploiting enterprise Wi-Fi networks. They used compromised computer systems of nearby companies to authenticate onto victims' Wi-Fi, sidestepping traditional security measures like multi-factor authentication that protected other access points. This breach began in early February of 2022 when Velocity discovered the attackers exfiltrating sensitive registry hives from a compromised server. Initial reconnaissance involved password spraying on web services, which was thwarted by multi-factor authentication. However, the attackers found a loophole. The target's enterprise Wi-Fi network required only valid domain credentials, lacking robust multi-factor authentication protection. Using the nearest neighbor attack method, the hackers breached a neighboring company, moved laterally to find systems with Wi-Fi adapters, and authenticated onto the target network. This method relies only on having valid credentials, no multi-factor authentication, and no need to deploy any malware, which doesn't give endpoint detection and response tools anything to pick up, so it remained undetected. Even after the attackers were kicked out, they adapted by compromising systems on the target's guest Wi-Fi network, leveraging weak isolation between guest and corporate networks. They then employed living off the LAN strategies, lol, utilizing tools like VSS admin and Cypher to obfuscate their tracks. This attack reflects a broader trend because while internet-facing services are becoming more and more fortified with multi-factor authentication, Wi-Fi networks often lag in security protocols. And so to counter these increasing tactics, organizations are urged to fortify Wi-Fi access controls with multi-factor authentication or authentication certificates, and make sure your segmentation works well, because that will also help protect your crown jewels. Meta has proactively addressed a growing security threat by dismantling over 2 million accounts linked to pig butchering scams since the start of last year. The pig butchering scams orchestrated by these accounts deceive victims through a sequence of falsified investment returns, employing tactics such as impersonating attractive individuals or officials. The widespread scam operation has been a substantial financial gain mechanism for organized crime, evidenced by the FBI's reporting, highlight a leap in investment fraud from $3.31 billion in 2022 to $4.57 billion in 2023, which is a 38% increase. Meta's strategy is multifaceted, starting by enforcing its dangerous organizations and individuals policy to disrupt these scam networks. It leverages behavioral indicators and preemptively blocks potential scams, as well as collaborating with the international law enforcement to dismantle the core operations. They are also not skipping a beat by encouraging users to enable two-factor authentication, also utilizing selfie verification for account recovery, and reminding users to exercise vigilance against unsolicited financial inquiries. So thanks for doing your part, Meta, for keeping the internet safe. All the while, there are more developments from Microsoft as participants in the Windows Insider program with Qualcomm Snapdragon-powered Copilot Plus PCs are now encouraged to test the previously contentious recall feature, which is an AI-driven snapshot-taking tool which has been initially criticized for its security and privacy implications. Microsoft has shifted recall to an opt-in model, allowing IT administrators to control availability organizationally and emphasizing security by encrypting snapshot data tied to the user's identities through the Windows Hello Enhanced Sign-In security system. And when this feature was announced, there was a lot of pushback from the security and privacy community. And Microsoft now is saying that they've enhanced Recall's protection measures to include encryption with keys safeguarded by the Trusted Platform module and shielding data from brute force attacks through rate limiting, as well as ensuring private browsing sessions remain unsaved. They're also claiming that sensitive content like credit card numbers and passwords are filtered out, ensuring the data never leaves the PC nor gets used for AI training. And here I was thinking that they would let Recall die, but I was mistaken. It's great that you're implementing all these security controls, but the main concern on the hearts and minds of privacy people is that this data is being recorded. So great that you're trying to protect it, but this data is there. For why? I don't know. We'll see what the initial reviews say, but just knowing that that data is on my machine makes me scary. Like, most people don't have that many crown jewels on their computer. And now I've said crown jewels twice in this episode, but if a computer gets compromised, it's not that big of a deal. But now it has screenshots of everything you've ever done that can be used for extortion, that can be used to access your accounts, that can be used to impersonate you. We just don't need that data on our machines. And we can see where Microsoft's priorities lie, because yesterday there was a significant Microsoft 365 outage that disrupted essential services including Exchange Online, Microsoft Teams, and SharePoint Online. The event has caused a spike in reporting by Down Detector as users struggled to access not only these services, but also other interconnected platforms like OneDrive, Purview, Copilot, and Outlook. Microsoft acknowledged these issues pretty early on, attributing the cause to a recent change, and has since implemented a fix. The company is prioritizing server restarts in areas where users are beginning their business day. So despite this outage affecting nearly every company that I know, as well as government entities, hopefully you got to enjoy your day a little bit instead of stressing about something that was out of your control. Because soon, all of that energy you're wasting on remembering things that you did on your computer will be spent somewhere else, because you'll have Microsoft's Recall feature to hold on to those memories for you. That is, of course, until it gets taken down by a developer error.
This has been the Daily Decrypt. If you found your key to unlocking the digital domain, show your support with a rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It truly helps us stand at the frontier of cyber news. Don't forget to connect on Instagram or catch our episodes on YouTube. Until next time, keep your data safe and your curiosity alive.